Premier Gladrags Bereftoclues, welcome to the program.
Thank you, David. It's nice to be here with you.
Before we begin, I'd just like to say on behalf of our listeners, you are doing an outstanding job leading the great state of New South Wales during these very difficult times.
Thank you, David. My role is a great privilege.
And it is a very great privilege to be able to interview you, Madam Premier. Now, Premier, you are facing some tough questions in the current ICAC inquiry about your so-called lover, Daryl Maguire. Can you tell us more about this relationship? And please, feel free to be as detailed as possible.
Well, I need to pull you up there, David.
Feel free to pull me up anytime, Premier.
Yes, well, concerning your question, I need to correct you. The man was not, in fact, my lover. At most, he was an alleged secret lover, David. I want that to be perfectly clear.
My apologies, Premier. What can you tell us about your secret alleged so-called lover, former State Liberal MP Daryl Maguire?
Well, this is unknown to me. I have never said that my secret relationship with this person, or indeed persons unknown, was of the intimate type. In fact, I expressly said it was not of the intimate type. My office even sent out a detailed media release, including several explicit illustrations. Indeed, any member of the public is able to download this release on pornhub.com. And furthermore, my personal life in no way impacts my public office responsibilities, unlike the previous Labor government, who actually sat in chairs next to Eddie O'Beid, for goodness sake.
Eddie O'Beid? Oh, dear. Now, Premier, what are you able to tell us of your possible alleged secret connection with Mr. Maguire, with whom you may or may not have engaged in a sexual or indeed non-sexual relationship of some kind?
Well, if, as I said, if, hypothetically, I was in any type of relationship with Mr. Maguire over a period of 5 years, then it would clearly be a secret. So I don't know anything about it, and I certainly never sat next to him. Lying is a distinct possibility, however. But if I did lie with him in the biblical sense, which I'm not confirming or denying until I have had the Solicitor General fully consider the exact implications of the MP's Code of Conduct, but if I did, then if I had known then what I know now, I may or may not have made different choices. That is, if I made any choices at all, which of course I cannot confirm nor deny.
Thank you, Premier, for making that perfectly clear for our audience. And did you know anything about Mr. Maguire's secret corruption?
Well, as I've said many times to those impertinent reporters, obviously not.
But Mr. Maguire did tell you about his corrupt activities, didn't he?
Well, I suppose it is possible he may have told me about them on at least 2 occasions, but those were secret occasions, so how could I possibly be expected to remember them, let alone pass them on? It appears to me as though people no longer properly understand the meaning of the word secret. Oh, and he was also rather a blabberer, whether on the phone or non-intimately in bed, and so frankly, I'd never really listened to a word he said. I am rather a busy woman, you know.
But Premier Bereftoclues, you did sack him in 2015 pending a corruption investigation, didn't you?
David, as I've said over and over again, I may have. I'll leave the commentary up to you commentators in the media while I get on with the important job of running this fine state. But even if I did, and I'm not saying I did, mind you, send Mr. Maguire to the crossbenches in disgrace in 2015, any knowledge I may have had about corruption that was in fact shared with me by any person or persons with whom I may or may not have continued a close but not intimate, secret sexual or indeed asexual relationship, possibly after I sacked this same alleged person or people over alleged secret corruption allegations, well, I certainly do not recollect any of it.
So, in summary, Premier, if you did in fact have a secret lover named Daryl Maguire, and he was indeed sacked by you over secret corrupt dealings, the details of which he shared with you, you could not possibly be said to be involved with or have any knowledge of any alleged corruption whatsoever. Is that the case?
You have it exactly right, David. Unless something even more damning comes out at ICAC tomorrow or I receive alternative advice from the Solicitor General. Now, I can't be any more upfront than that.
Indeed, Premier, indeed. And now, it behooves me to inform our listeners that as a consequence of your important revelations here today, all such allegations by unscrupulous members of the non-News Corp media must now cease. Do you agree? Madam Premier.
Of course, David. Heavens, it's not like I'm in the Labor Party.
Oh, heaven forbid, Premier. Premier Gladrags Bereftoclues, thank you so much for sharing with us some of your extremely precious time.
Oh, it's been my absolute pleasure, David.
Oh, and I pleasured myself, Premier. I mean, the pleasure was all mine, Premier.